This is Daniel Michael with the Main Street Universal Radio Network, the show and network reminding you that the mysteries and possibilities of the universe are closer to Main Street than you may have ever imagined. And tonight, I was just in the mood to talk about magic. I'm a little bit tired. I just got off work. I'm about to go work on the guitars. Alignment versus the spellcasting model. I'm also thinking, are they even really separate? Are they two different things? You think the spellcasting model is raising energy to sort of form something into physical reality. Well, some say you're reaching across from the physical world into the etheric world and then having it reappear later in the physical world. Alignment being a bit more in the daily alignment, meditation philosophy. One friend of mine had said both, meaning the ritual, the psychological effect of ritual and the energy raised from it, and then aligning that newly raised energy during the daily practices. So going hand in hand, perhaps. And there is something about the ritual that has been scientifically proven to be psychologically beneficial for human beings. I had somebody ask me, okay, what do you think is the most difficult type of spell to cast? Meaning what type, what goal? For me, I would say money. There's a reason for that. You can cast a love spell, right? Most likely, if you're an adult of any age, somebody has probably liked you or been infatuated with you, and you've most likely been in a relationship, or if not, at least somebody has liked you, or someone in the world has loved you. So you can imagine and visualize and feel and get the intuitive sensibilities of what it's like to at least be loved. If you've never had $1 million, for example, and you're trying to cast a spell for riches, well, you've never been a millionaire up to this point in your life. Hopefully you become one at some point, or a billionaire, whatever it is you want. So how do you properly generate that? Well, I guess you research it. Maybe hang out with wealthy people, whatever the case is. But wrapping your energy around it to where your body and your subconscious mind, and then in turn the autonomic nervous system and then the rest of the universe believe you, that's why I think it's difficult. There's a lot of funny psychology that happens with money. And like I said, if you've never been there, well, then you don't really know what it feels like. So you have to generate that. And by the way, that doesn't mean that I said you can't. I personally know someone who manifested $46 million with magic. And he wasn't a millionaire before he started. He had a half-decent job, but he was no millionaire. And he won the lottery. It was actually a public news story. He owned part of a metaphysical store here in Maryland. Mythical Voyage is what it was called. I didn't know the guy well, but I knew him. I had talked to him before and seen him. He's a very recognizable type human being. I think he moved out of the country. Anyway, so that is briefly my thoughts. If you don't know what that thing feels like that you are trying to bring about, whatever it is, it could even be something like a job, or try to wrap yourself in what that job really feels like, for example. Or if you have experienced it before, like I said, like if you've been in a relationship before, it's going to be much easier for you to be able to manifest a love for yourself than if you just plain don't know what it feels like. If you are working with the goal of money, they say that Jupiter is the planetary energy. There's one that some people like to work with, a Betor, a Greek planetary energy. The Jupiter sigil is very popular. There is an ancient Jupiter sigil versus sigils that you make that people like to use for the purposes of attracting wealth. So Jupiter is the energy for that. Anyway, those are my thoughts this evening on some magical things. Alignment versus the spell cast. I've done both. Had success with both. attracted a car one time with the spellcasting model. I'll explain what I did actually at a later date. I'm tired and I'm about to go home, listening to Main Street Universe Show and Network, reminding you the mysteries and possibilities of the universe are closer to Main Street than you may have ever imagined. And that you can always listen to the archives here on the YouTube channel, as I said, soon to be a podcast all over again. This one, Warrior Seed, and others. And that means that with the archives that are online forever, next week you can listen to last week, this week, on the Main Street Universe YouTube page of List Warrior Seed is going to be combined with it. And then my personal page will be for my personal rantings. Have a beautiful Sunday evening, everyone.